voilà qui nous rejoint, musique toujours avec deux sœurs qui cultivent l'étrangeté, un côté Twin Peaks très lynchien. Les Cocorosi sont de retour, et deux sœurs un peu chippy avec leur voix parfois délibérément discordante et leur trip-hop parfois inquiétante. Le nouvel album s'appelle The Adventures of Ghost Horse and Stillborn, et le premier single qu'elles vont nous interpréter ce soir, c'est Werewolf. Merci de les applaudir. Merci à vous aussi de nous avoir suivis. N'oubliez pas que vous pouvez revoir Esprit Libre sur france2.fr comme toujours. On se quitte avec Cocorosi.
It's Loathsome Things, a horror movie podcast. We love horror movies. How about you, John?
Oh, we as well.
Bon indeed.
What was that little selection?
Oh, that was the opening horribleness from I have no idea, some French live variety show in which the band Cocorosi performed, I would say circa 2009.
Cocorosi, nice.
Yes. I will, of course, back it up, and right before they say Cocorosi started off where I said Loathsome Things. But then the people listening to this won't have heard the interim part of that, so this is going to be confusing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Excrement.
The promise we deliver. You came here for clarity, you fools!
Yes, correct.
Yes. John, how are you?
Oh, I'm doing okay, I guess. It's not... Yeah. I mean, you know, I spent 2 days in bed after the election.
Oh, yeah.
Was completely just destroyed. I deleted
just
Facebook.
Jerking it.
I deleted Twitter or X or whatever the fuck. And I went into hiding, and then I literally, missed a day and a half of work. I mean, I literally could not get out of bed for 2 days. I just was like, I can't. And then I started hearing, Dr. Oz, Matt Gaetz. And
oh
I'm
my God, Dr. Oz.
And I was just like, oh, RFK Jr. And I'm like, okay, whatever. I don't even care.
Yeah.
So I'm not watching the news. I'm not going on Facebook. I'm not doing it. So fuck that stuff. I'm done for at least 4 years.
Yeah.
But I'm doing great now. And how about yourself?
Great. I'm doing good. I was trying to wait, they're like, all right, RFK Jr. And I was like, oh, okay, some white supremacist Fox News host guy, okay, Matt Gaetz, oh, well, they probably won't do the thing. And then they were like, Dr. Oz, and I was like, oh, okay, it's just a joke. This is literally just 4chan and own the libs. It's a joke, and that's fine, Yeah. I'm taking my copium. It's gonna be okay because en français.
Zut alors.
Zuta.
Oh my God. We just keep hitting that French well.
Oh, well, it is French.
God. Okay,
indeed.
So speaking of France, what are we doing here today?
We are reviewing a little filmaroo by one David Moreau. That is called
MadS.
Yeah. It's MadS. It's in a strange capitalization, I think, in trying to evoke SARS.
Yeah.
But then that capitalization doesn't actually exist in the film, so it's anybody's we.
Yeah, that's one part of the movie that I don't understand at all. The title.
Yeah. Yeah. It really is.
I don't know. Is it an acronym? Is it like a pun? Does it have no meaning? I have no fucking idea.
Yeah. Was this movie like secretly funded by one Mickelson or another?
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah. Who knows? So off to a great start with this one.
Good. But if David Moreau sounds familiar, it might be because you recognize him from the Neo-French Extremity that everyone loves talking about.
Yeah, he made the film Them, which is pretty good.
Yeah,
not bad.
That's the blue one with all of the horrible children, right?
Yes, the city building the urban murder children. It's like an Aphex Twin movie without anything supernatural in it.
Yeah, without a TV.
Yeah, without a TV and a screaming demon. Whoa. And then he made a bunch of other stuff that looked like absolute shit.
Total trash.
And then he made the Hollywood remake of The Eye with Jessica Alba. Complete piece of shit.
A great example of two French directors remaking a Chinese movie for Americans that didn't need to be made because we didn't have enough of those yet. I don't know. What is that? Like, where'd you get this Jessica Alba? It doesn't make sense.
And, The Eye is a pretty good movie. It's pretty upsetting. It's got some really cool scenes in it. There's a scene in an elevator that freaked me the fuck out. And
nice.
It's not a great movie. A lot of the Asian horror films have a tendency to start strong and then kind of like, where are we going with this? Like somebody said, I forget the one where the dude is, seeing ghosts everywhere he goes, and he's in that downstairs area, and that weird unbalanced ghost wraith thing is coming towards him very slowly, and it's extremely disturbing. And then the rest of the Pulse, it's called, or something like that.
Pulse, yeah.
But then the movie just suddenly turns into like what is this? Is this like live action manga or what? It's just dumb.
Yeah,
but it was kick ass for a while. Like that scene is one of the best scenes ever shot in horror, and the rest of the movie's just
yeah.
So, anyways, the Eye remake is total dreck.
Yeah, it really is, and it's I want to say it was for me the first horror movie remake where I had seen the original and then saw the remake and thought the remake was garbage.
Yeah. I think what ruined it was the American The Ring was actually good with Naomi Watts. And so ever since then, they're like, oh, lightning in a bottle. And it just has not happened. There was that one with Jennifer Connelly, which was with the leaky apartment that I forget what it was called. That was it was so bad. It was just terrible.
Oh, man.
The original wasn't even very good, I didn't think. And then the remake was just, so I had to make sure and watch both.
Yeah. As one doth.
Half done.
It hurts.
This movie stars Chateauneuf de Pape and Stanqueray de Foisu, El Choquerie de Poicard, I believe, is in this. I didn't even try to look up anybody in the movie because I don't care.
Well, I did because they did a great job. So I'm going to say their names. Their name is Milton Ritchie, I'm guessing is not how it's pronounced. Laurie Pavey, I'm guessing is not how it's pronounced. And Lucille Guillaume, which I'm guessing it's not how it's pronounced.
I don't know. It could be.
Yeah, I feel like I got closer on that last one.
Lucy.
But I will say these actors did a great job. The actor for Romain, this is his only acting credit. You go to IMDb and it is MadS and absolutely nothing else, and the dude nailed it.
Yeah, totally. And it wasn't like, it was just some chill shoot. It was super high tension.
Yeah, it looks, super intense. Yeah, I guess we should talk about that. This movie is kind of a big deal because it was filmed all in one shot, and I believe in one take. Like, this was no one did the bad thing. Of course, there were, effects added afterwards and stuff like that, but this was all one take.
All one take, including some shots that it's kind of hard to believe they did in one take. Like, just to coordinate everything is ridiculous. I mean, there's a shot that uses a long distance, image, like something going on way off in the distance is part of the shot, and they totally fucking nailed it. It was just like,
yeah,
what the hell? And
yeah,
they single camera, single shot. Apparently, I think we mentioned this briefly before, but the director intends to make a documentary of all the footage that all the crew members shot with the little mini cams that they were wearing as they made the film. He's gonna stitch a lot of that stuff together to kind of give you an idea of what it actually took to make the film. But it was like, what was it, like the 6th take or something like that? Because they had some technical issues, like with batteries running out and stuff. I don't know.
Oh yeah, I don't know. Could you imagine how fucking pissed you would be if you made it an hour and 10 minutes into the shoot of this thing, and then they're like, cut!
Arrête!
Derek!
Ce n'est pas bon!
The guy in the jeans had a Starbucks cup in the background.
Yeah, exactly. So,
yeah.
It's insane, yeah. And then he even said, in this interview that I read that, because I think the person interviewing him said something like, that must have been really difficult. You must have had to rehearse a lot and stuff. And he's like, no, not really. Everybody was really willing and focused. And everybody was on the same page. And so, we kind of did our work behind the scenes. And then when we went to shoot it, everyone felt comfortable and it went smooth. It's like, what?
Yeah, fuck that. I don't think that's for real.
Yeah, is that some sort of special French? It just was I just don't believe that.
No,
they're French people.
Super
they
French.
had to stop and have a coffee and a cigarette and talk about existence for a couple hours before they could they're French people.
Yeah,
it's what you do.
I mean, this movie's an hour and a half long. You're telling me that all of those people were about to do an hour and a half of consecutive work and everyone was just on the same page about it? That doesn't sound right to me.
They're like, okay, so when we take the break for cigarette?
Yeah.
No, I don't think you understand me correctly because there will be no break. Okay, but when do I have cigarette?
When do I get to stop so I can eat some of our fries?
At what point do we go to the cafe and have some cafe?
Ooh, wait a moment, guys. I found a tasty snail.
They had to have an escargot cut.
Yeah, excuse me.
Excuse me, I just found a tasty snail and a garlic patch.
I'm sorry, I got distracted. A guy drove by on a bicycle carrying a baguette.
Somebody tried to sell me deodorant, and I don't know what that is.
Hold on, boys. Can we pause for a month? I would like to paint this cityscape.
Jesus Christ. Oh, can I ride my moped? I'm sorry. Okay.
I just got a brand new Italiano Vespa.
We're the worst people alive.
You throttle the handle and it goes wee, wee.
Oh. mean, they had some things to iron out before they were able to get one
Yeah.
take. Yeah.
Yeah. It was once they called I guess action or whatever it is in French. I'm sure just getting to that point was hell.
Pure
but
hell.
Then actually once everyone smelled the same, then everyone was good to go.
Excusez-moi, David, but I think my beret is falling off.
We cannot begin until it reaches 17 degrees Celsius outside.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh. Yeah. Fuck you, France.
Yeah. Yeah, fuck you and your weird little, democracy schmovie. What do you have, a Macron? No one cares. Look at our guy. He's so fat.
Have a highly organized 3-month protest because we said something that offended you?
Well, I was gonna make a poor taste joke.
Why stop now?
I was like, you know what, I'm gonna reel that one back in.
You're like yeah, because fucking hate French people. They're all terrible, right?
Oh, good.
Yeah.
John, they're gonna remake Possession.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, he mentioned that. I forget who was doing it. It was who was the director?
Ooh, I don't remember.
Was someone we were just talking about it, and
yeah, it's someone who shouldn't be doing it. Was
it the Talk to Me guys?
Ooh,
those two wank steaks.
That would be so bad. It's just like the YouTube version of Possession.
Was it Perkins? Osgood Perkins? What?
I don't think it was. I think we'd be cool if it was on Osgood Perkins. I think it was someone way less cool. I don't remember. But they're also doing a sequel to Street Trash, apparently, is about to come out.
A sequel? Oh my god. Wow.
Yeah, or it's like a spiritual successor, or like a non-remake. I don't know. You know, everyone's got to wank off into their own mouth like a Brit.
Exactly.
Oh, a little cream with that tea.
Jesus Christ.
Anything else we need to talk about before we summarize this film, Yuan?
No, I don't think so. I'm ready to get into it.
All right, I will do the thing. There's this guy, Romaine. Romaine is the kind of guy who only buttons the bottom button of his shirt. He just lets those nipples almost free. He's a rich French brat, and he is driving, I'm guessing, either his or his dad's amazing cherry red convertible classic Mustang with the matching leather interior. It is gorgeous, and I'm sure there's something in there about it being a symbol for American largesse, but let's leave that aside.
Yeah.
You see, Romaine has scored a pocket full of party powder, and he is heading out for a night of youthful vigor along some kind of country road, when he... because of a cigarette cherry, falling and possibly blemishing the pristine leather interior of this car, he stops and then gets he gets stowawayed by a unfreshly bandaged woman who can't speak because her tongue and teeth have been removed by doctors who like to dictate their crimes into a little tape recordier.
Unfreshly bandaged. She's so goopy.
It is. She's just like dirty. All of her bandages are frayed around the edges. It's real not good. she freaks out and finds a stabbing implement in the glove compartment, which she uses to ruin the interior of the Mustang and the exterior of his clothing and epidermis by ruining her own body with the sharp implement and bleeding everywhere all over it, possibly some of it speckling into his mouth hole. Who could say? Who could say? Also, the drugs that he had earlier look like Tony Chachere, and there's some question about where they came from or what it even is. And so, with a dead girl in his passenger seat and worries about the cops, he, instead of going straight to the party, hides his car and the dead body in the garage, goes inside, shows us his dick, and wipes all of the blood off of it with a shower, and then just kind of, simmers there for a while. And then him and his needy girlfriend Anna and their most obnoxious friends go to a party where Romain can't get a moment's peace until he autisms his way into a dark room to be by himself. Meanwhile, Anna and her hot friend Julia do drugs in a bathroom on the other side of the door, or the wall. Julia reveals that she is totes preg balls by Romain, Iceberg.
Yeah.
Anna gets upset that Julia is totes preg balls by Romain and leaves. And just then, Romain slides into the scene to have hot, young, French drug party sex with pregnant Julia. But then his eyes start glowing, and she's like, "Why are your eyes glowing while you're fucking me in a sex French party?" And he panically leaves the party. He heads home and gets there right as the French Ministry of Biogoons show up to annihilate him and the still alive bandaged woman from earlier.
Mm-hmm.
Now the camera pans over to Anna, who is pissedly blowing up Romain's phone. The goons catch up to her by tracking her phone and shoot her in the street. But Anna does not stop. Yeah, she's not gonna just go down because she got shot a bunch of times by high-caliber military firearms. No, she's got a karaoke bar to get to.
Yeah.
And so and the camera doesn't really focus on this. You see, this is something that you think about later and notice the second time you watch the film. But she outruns the bio SWAT team and their automobile and a train to get to the fucking karaoke bar, where she then convinces them to give her the keys so she can lock the door. She goes into the bathroom, she goes full tum-tum and just pokes at her belly holes and says, "My poor body." And the first time I watched it, I thought she said, "My poor baby." And I was like, wow, that is super, wow.
Dark.
But then it turns out that that wasn't the case, and I was disappointed the second time. Anyway, the French Ministry of Biogoons catch up, kill everyone at the karaoke bar except for her because she escapes out the window while Julia is on her way on a scooter to rescue her. She does that, but all the roads are barricaded. Meanwhile, Anna's been getting a little bit and we saw some of this with Romain earlier. He would like to stare at himself in the mirror and just crickety crick his neck.
Mm-hmm.
But now she's taken it to a new extent while riding bitch seat on the back of this Vespa that Julia is petting around. And while they're realizing that there's no way to get out of town, Paris? I don't think so. Maybe? I can't say. Who could say? There's no Eiffeling going around here. No
Paris.
one knows. Not Paris. No.
Some other city. Some small city.
Somalia. Yes, indeed.
Yes.
So then Anna starts just getting her hands covered in the blood, smooshing it all over Julia's face while Julia is just trying to drive, tugging on Julia's hair, gnawing on Julia's neck, not like all the way for a chomp, but just like a dog on a rubber toy.
That's
that,
so
they're
great.
not... It's real good. And the whole time, Julia is just, like, a champ about it. She's like, stop it, I'm trying to rescue us from the apocalypse. Cut it out. Even as Anna is, like, shoving the both fists covered in blood down Julia's throats. It's just, while she's driving, she's like, cut it out. I'm trying to figure out how to get us out of this nightmare. But then finally something happened and she's like, stop it. And she kicks Anna off the fucking Vespa. And then Anna chases her. But from a distance, like, at this point, Julia's like calling her mom and she's like on the Vespa all by herself. She's like, And then we hear in the background, like in a fucking video game, as she's driving the Vespa, we hear, Julia, and all of this stuff, and it's really great. And then all of a sudden, there's just this blur of motion. And you talked about it with the movie, what was it? Static? Sound blur?
Mm-hmm. I don't remember.
Where it's like the scariest scene of all time, and then the rest of the movie is chunky.
Yes. I don't remember the good title, yeah.
Pulse, yeah.
Yes.
So this movie has a thing like that. It has 1 second, and it might be the scariest 1 second in cinema history, where just for exactly 1 second on screen, we see fucking Anna run really fast.
It's freaky.
It is such a surprise, and it's amazing. So anyway, Julia makes it to her really nice apartment, gets into the elevator just as Anna is crashing through, and then she gets in, closes it, the power goes out, she's locked in the elevator, but she can hear Anna destroying people, just tearing human bodies to shreds, and then other things go on, and then she hears that the bio-goons have arrived, and then she makes it up to her apartment somehow. They've turned the power back on. She gets in there, she's looking for her mom, then she sees her mom all dead balls on the floor, and there's her friend, Anna, just going like the Harleyest of all Quins, just all making the killing on the mom. Just then, a nice lady goon shows up, protects Anna, saves her from zombie Julia, but gets like bit in the process. And then the lady goon gives Julia her gun, and then provides some really convenient how to survive this movie advice. Yeah. Shoots herself in the head, and then Julia, with the gun, crumples to the floor up against a full panoramic window and starts, giggle, 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 I'm a crazy zombie now, giggle, 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 as whatever town in France burns to the ground behind her.
It's so badass. You can see, like, explosions way off in the distance, and, like, the sky lighting up, and you hear these, it's so fucking well done. It's amazing.
It is magnifique.
It's like, okay, she has her back against the glass, blow shit up.
Yeah. Now everybody, flick your cigarettes from the roof of the building now over the side.
Yes, it's so good. Oh my god.
Don't be afraid to drop some cherries down there.
I love how they do it all in one take, but they also manage to somehow Frenchify it by making it still look like an art film.
Oh man, it is really something else. Yeah, and we'll talk about it when we talk about what other things that we've gotten to, but it really makes you re-examine American movies and how shitty they can be in
God.
comparison to really good European films.
Yeah, it's pretty pathetic.
Yeah. Because, in case you didn't guess, dear audience, this movie kicks the entire ass.
I mean, for a movie to add something new to the zombie movie world is already, quite a challenge. And then it's just a completely original thing. I mean, it's a gimmick, I guess, but it works. The story is so kinetic, and it has its own feel. Like the world building is flawless, and part of the world building is this weird sense of being along for the ride, but it's just this one little slice of something that's exploding, and will eventually be global. But you're just seeing this one little piece of it, and how horrible it is and how fast it's happening. And they're able to give you this sense of scope with one fucking camera, and, like, I don't know, 50 actors in a small city in the middle of the night. It's amazing.
And don't forget, this is one of the things that really gets me about it, and it took me a while to, like, recognize it. There's only one zombie in this movie.
Yeah.
It's just Anna. Like the zombie thing is happening elsewhere, but she's the only, like, fucking kill other people zombie. So it's so effective, and oh man, there's so many layers to it. Okay, so it's very, very post-COVID, so it's dealing with that. You've got these kids that just want to party, and then instead of the typical zombie movie setup where there's the objective truth of the viral or whatever spread of zombieism, we're getting this super subjective, zoomed in view where these kids don't know what's happening. Like, the fact of what's happening is going on around them, but that they're not privy to that. They're like, and us as the audience, we're not privy to that. We're just getting things from their view. We don't know what caused it. Was it the unkempt patient? Was it tainted drugs? Like, they're questioning all throughout the movie. They think that this is just a bad trip, or they're having a nightmare, that they're not getting there. And then, so in addition to that, there's also the presence of the authority in the movie. Mm-hmm. You've got the home security company is fucking with him about stuff. His dad is fucking with him about stuff. And then the government is, like, making announcements, and the military shows up. It's all there, and you have no idea what's going on. And most of the time, whenever I hear, oh yeah, this movie is in reaction to the COVID pandemic, I'm like, wow, that sounds terrible. But this movie really grabbed it by the nuts.
Yeah, this is one of those rare movies where it had a million reasons why it could have sucked ass, and it tackled all of them and completely kicks your ass. I mean, it's fucking great. It's really entertaining. It bears repeated watches. I mean, it's just a total fucking gem.
Yeah. Oui. It's so bon.
I just love how it just keeps elevating itself, but it never gets, like, over the top, because they didn't have that kind of a budget, and that wasn't really the story that they were telling. I mean, there's things that are, over the top about it, but I mean, but it just introduces these weird elements. Like, all of a sudden there's a bunch of dudes in hazmats, like, blowing holes into this woman running down the street. It's fucking incredible. Right in the middle of this little town, and, like, you realize, oh, this is really bad.
Yeah.
The government knows how bad it is, and they will do anything to stop it, and they can't.
Yeah, the reaction time on it is really intense, and yeah, I didn't even think about that, but like that is a moment at which the movie like just dials up the intensification, you know? It's like, whoa, oh, okay, we've gone here. Like before those people were there, but they were like sweeping through houses. It's like they were being very like precise. And then at that point, they're just killing anyone that they see in the street. It's like, oh, this is not good.
It's like this bucolic setting at the beginning with this guy that just seems kind of mildly out of control, which devolves into complete chaos where like the government has lost control in the course of this movie, which is all done in a single take, so it's real time. So in 90 minutes, they go from we might have a problem to the end days.
Yeah.
Fucked up.
Yeah. There's all of these great shots that threaten to be boring because there's travel involved.
Yeah.
Like he has to drive a car, or he has to ride a bicycle, or they have to ride a scooter. But they find ways to stitch it all together. I think it'd be really funny to try to make this movie in Houston.
With a cell phone.
All right, and then there's that middle hour where you just have to get across town a little.
You have to wait at a traffic light while the entire bicycle horde goes by.
Yeah, exactly.
Those fucking
the
dicks.
Train. Uh-oh.
Fuck you.
But yeah, and you mentioned it. It brought something new to the zombie genre, which is hard to do. Most movies are just like, we did a fun movie in the zombie genre, or we did yet another zombie movie. And this is the first zombie movie that I've seen since 28 Days Later that really like brought something new. You know, it's like maybe one of, I don't know, like 5 zombie movies that like actually have done something to over the top revolutionize the genre.
Yeah.
And I've got to say, it's like up there amongst the best zombie movies I've ever seen.
It's really good. And I mean, their gamble paid off big time. I didn't even know anything about it when it came out, you know, and then I saw it on there and no, I didn't even know it was even there, I don't think, until you mentioned it. You said that I should watch it, and I'm like, the fuck is MadS? And why is Josh suddenly not able to use a keyboard? And then and then I look it up, and I'm like, oh, okay, that's how they do it. All right. What is this? Oh, single take. Oh, God, this is going to be trouble. And then, you know, but they said, you know, it's great. It's innovative. It's really entertaining, da-da-da. So I'm like, all right, well, I'm definitely going to watch. Josh recommended it, so I was going to watch it anyway. So I watch it, and I'm just like, oh, my God, it's so good. It's like, I was, like, hysterical. I was so beside myself with this movie.
Yeah, it blows you, like, I didn't expect it. I didn't expect it to be that good. I was like, oh, okay, yeah, it's gonna be interesting. It's gonna do an interesting thing, but probably be really tiresome. And this movie is not tiresome at any point.
No. Yeah, you're right. And it totally could. I mean, you know, if you take away the zombie stuff, you have some spoiled rich douche who scores some drugs, gets wasted, goes to a party, and you find out that, you know, he's been cheating on his girlfriend and knocked some other chick up, and they're going to confront him. It's just a domestic, you know, young spoiled people doing young spoiled people things movie. Oh, and by the way, Armageddon.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah. Yeah. To slather on a bit more praise, Melanie, who does not like horror movies and does not like zombie movies, I managed to convince her to watch this movie with me, and she fucking loved it. She was like, who are these actors? They're amazing. She was just, like, blown away by it, and she doesn't like this kind of stuff. So it's a huge win, even if you're not normally into this kind of
That's
stuff.
true.
She also doesn't like movies that have subtitles because it's you can't play on your phone while watching it.
Yeah,
but man, this movie rewards.
Yeah, that's actually really a good point, because like we always talk about what kind of person should see this. This movie is a perfect bridge to horror films for someone who maybe is curious about horror but a little wary. This would be a great transition into it, and also a great film for somebody like Melanie, who is never going to be a huge horror fan, but this is unique enough, and it's outside of just the intense horror. There is horror going on, but it's presented in such an entertaining way that you can just be a person who enjoys movies or whatever and really enjoy this film and still hate horror films.
Yeah, absolutely.
You might be like, there's a little
like,
too much blood at the end, but it's not like gratuitously violent and just reveling in the gore or whatever. But it does have some violence in it. But yeah, like if she liked it, she's probably exactly like Dulce. She's the same. If I got her to watch it, she probably would like it too. And she fucking hates horror films.
Yep,
actively.
Yeah, it transcends genre film. It's just so good for everyone. I would say even you, Ramon, like if you didn't watch it, I would definitely watch it, dude.
I think Ramon would really enjoy it, and it's not. It's like. Yeah, I guess you could trigger warning it just like you could any movie with violence in it. It has violence, but it's not really horror movie violence. It's like crime movie violence, I guess you could say.
Yeah, like almost all of the violence is off screen. It's gun violence. You're not seeing like it's the like squibs, they call them, the little like blood packets that blow up underneath actors' clothes and stuff like that. It's not gory. There's a lot of blood, but most of the blood is like, I have blood on my hands and I smear it on you.
Yeah, and the way they handle the people turning into zombies is kind of unique. They have this weird sensitivity to light, and their eyes give off this strange glow at times, and they get real kind of glitchy and twitchy, and basically kind of start losing their sanity and like losing their sense of identity, but it comes and goes. So there's periods of lucidity, where they suddenly are filled with horror because they realize what's happening to them is bad. They have no idea what it is. Now people are trying to kill them for it, and it's really well done. It's crazy.
Yeah, like 1 second you're like crying in the bathroom for your mom, the next second you're giggling with glee as you push some guy over a fence into the Rhine.
So good. I love this movie.
Yeah, top-notch stuff, great. Just so good. There's also they're not normal zombies, they're not eating brains, they're like party zombies, really. Like they're there to hang out and have a good time. It's real weird. The movie doesn't really clarify what it is, or what would happen if you just let one go all the way. We don't get any of that. It's not here to answer that question. It's just real good. Another detail, so he's at the party and he puts on, like, there are a lot of masks in this movie. Definitely not a reference to COVID or having to wear masks or anything like that. But a lot of people are wearing, like, Halloween masks or something. I don't know if it's a French thing, but there's, like, also masks on the wall at his house.
Yeah. I know, that's definitely a thing in that movie. I don't know what kind of party you get a bunch of 20-year-olds to, do a bunch of drugs and wear weird masquerade masks. But there you go. It wasn't...
Well, I guess France,
Yeah, but it wasn't like, they didn't seem like drama students or anything. They just seemed like standard young people getting fucked up and having a good time. And also wearing some weird masks. Some.
Yeah.
Not everybody. It's not like you can't come to this party unless you're, eyes wide shutting it around. Like they... It's like, nah, you know, if you want to wear a mask, that's fine with me. Where's that weird powder?
Yeah. Give me that Tony Sacheres and don this mask, you fool.
Who wants to try some slap your mama?
But okay, so that mask is it's like a stuttered. It's a face with 3 identical pairs of eyes stacked on top of each other, and then 3 noses and 3 mouths. And then you look at the movie cover, and it's that same image, but it's the 3 main characters' faces superimposed over each other in triplicate. And it's like, huh, is that something? I don't know!
It's great. I don't know what it is either, but it's awesome.
Yeah. Fucking youth and their youth.
I went to this store in Austin once that, you know, it's the place that sells all the weird, like, oddities and strange collectibles and stuff, all this just odds, weird shit. And one of the things they had were these little, like, statuettes that used to be put at bars, apparently, and it was kind of similar, like it was... Like, one side was normal, the face was normal, and then you flipped it around, and the other side was, like, 2 rows of eyes and 2 noses and 2 mouths, you know, because it was supposed to be what you see when you're drunk. And
nice.
They were really cool. It kind of made me think of that, except that mask was really disturbing.
Yeah. We have great masks.
Because there was... Like, I wasn't sure where the movie... You know, I had no idea where the movie was going, but when they were at that party, I'm like... I hope this doesn't devolve into some, like, 30-minute, you know, strobe light, you know, just make you feel, give you a headache and, you know, call it transgressive because you feel sick when you watch it. It's like, that's something I don't like about some movies. Sometimes it works, but yeah, thank God they didn't go that direction because I don't like that.
Yeah, that party was stressful for me to watch because every single person was like, Romain Ladis, come over here and talk to me. I'm so cool for you. And he's just like, leave me alone. I'm trying to get anywhere else. And it was like, hey, come into the pool and play with our wieners. And he's like, no, not with you. I'm trying to get somewhere else.
His girlfriend is just... How come you're not paying attention to me? I don't understand. You're acting kind of weird. Is everything okay? I don't understand what's going on. It's very tense.
Yeah. Unpleasant. Ugh. But great movie.
Yeah.
John, other than this movie, did you watch or consume any media of the horror genre, or just did anything of note outside of the genre that you care to share about?
I discovered that along with, you know, like I have that digital, or I mean, I have the membership to the library, and then I realized that I can check out a fuck ton of audiobooks and listen to them at work. Then I realized, they have graphic novels as well. So, like, I can watch, you know, I can read graphic novels that, you know, for free as well, and they actually have a relatively decent selection.
Nice.
And then I realized, I only do the city library. There's also the county library, which has even more shit. So I suddenly have this fuck ton of stuff, and I started reading these graphic novels by this Canadian guy named Jeff Lemire, and he's got this one called The Tenement, which is this fucked up story about a group of people, I guess it's 7 people that live in this tenement, basically like a shitty apartment building, and one of them has tapped into some weird demonic otherworld thing and needs 7 people that he can drag into the multiple layers of the apartment on the other side because he wants to, you know, do something for this demon god. It's fucking amazing. Yeah. It's really good. So yeah, that was kick-ass. The only horror film I watched was this half Malaysian, half Westerners movie set in Malaysia called Do Not Look at the Demon, I believe it was called. And it's both horrible and kind of fun anyway. The effects are great at times, but it was. I mean, it at times it's very cringy. It's I mean, like, I don't know if you've watched any of these like Thai or these Malaysian horror films where there's always a witch of some kind, and she's always terrorizing some small town, and usually,
oh hell yeah,
usually some young girl is being punished for some transgression that she's done against the town or against, she had a kid out of wedlock or whatever, and now that, I mean, it's always some morality play, but it's so over the top, and the effects are usually pretty cool and kind of scary, and there's a lot of that in this movie, but then all the actors speak English, which is really, like, it's kind of different. So it has this English-speaking cast with, some Malaysian people, and it's kind of a cool premise, but also kind of shitty. But I watched that. And, I also watched, like, the first half of Alien Romulus because it keeps showing up on YouTube, and I keep watching as much as I can before it gets taken down.
Oh.
But hey, it's coming out this week on Hulu.
Oh. Hell yeah. Man, Hulu is fucking good. I hope Disney doesn't make it go away, because I fucking hate Disney Plus, but Hulu kicks ass.
Disney Plus is just pure trash. I mean, I like Star Wars, so if a new Star Wars movie comes out, well, I'll probably watch it in the theater, but these new series, I'll at least give them a shot. I say that. Yeah. I think I've seen all the Star Wars series, like the live-action ones. But other than that, I mean, there's nothing. I mean, I've seen a lot of these other Disney movies, but I don't seek them out. It's not like, I think I'll watch Cinderella today. Like, it's just not. There's nothing there for me.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. And the interface is trash.
Yeah, it's
like
shit.
It's just. Yeah.
It's shit.
No.
For like a mega entertainment corporation, probably the biggest on the planet, you'd think they'd have a better fucking interface. Dicks.
No, they were like, let's do the HBO Max thing and just make it all fucked up for a while.
Every time you scroll to the side, you have to wait 10 hours to get to the next row of 5 movies. It's like Canopy. Like I haven't used Canopy in forever, and then I just reinstalled it, and now you can do, instead of doing like 5 movies a month, it's like this stupid tickets bullshit.
Yeah, I hate that. It feels like you're scamming us now, Canopy.
Yeah, it's like, 20 tickets, but then a movie, depending on the movie, for whatever arbitrary reason, could be 2 tickets, could be 3 tickets. It might be 4 tickets. Who knows how many tickets? Like, Jesus fucking Christ. Just make it 1 credit or whatever. Or how about just watch as much as you fucking want? Who cares? Nobody uses Canopy anyway.
Yeah, I mean, it's supposed to be like the streaming service for the library. Why are you being weird?
And to be fair, their library on Canopy is fucking great. There's tons of great movies on there. But it's one of those things where I'm like, every time I go on there, I don't want to watch anything because I'm like, do I really want to use a ticket for this? And then I just don't watch anything.
Yeah. But, see, now you have all of your Houston Public Library tickets, and you could get your Harris County Public Library tickets, too.
Look at all my tickets! What the fuck?
Ooh! Be jelly!
Oh, my God. So, how about your...
watch all those Buster Keaton.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
Oh, yeah, your entertainment haul for the last couple weeks. How has it been for thine?
Well, for myself, remember earlier I talked about how then going back from watching this movie to watching American movies kind of makes it like, ugh. Mm. So when Melanie and I watched this movie, we followed it up almost immediately with a little Demi Moore flickaroo called The Substance.
Oh.
Which is very frustrating because it is American and it's very like MadS trusts you. Like it's like here's the movie, whereas then you switch back to American movie and it's like, did you get the reference? here's the thing we're trying to get across.
Yeah.
Hello. So it's very much of that. It's basically 2.5 hours of explicit nudity, with a lot of in-your-face kind of awesome weirdness. And then it finishes up with pure amazingness.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Chet highly recommended it.
Hell yeah, Chet.
So yeah, I haven't seen it yet, but okay, that's good. Good to know.
Yeah. Yeah, it's very David Lynch, very Stuart Gordon. It's real good.
Okay.
You're gonna get some good stuff in there.
Oh, I thought you were gonna. The way it was sounding, I thought you were gonna say it was a total piece of shit. But then you switched gears, and now I'm happy to hear that it's probably good.
I was expecting it to be a total piece of shit because it's like, what is a 2.5 hour long horror movie starring Demi Moore?
Yeah.
Like, what are we doing here? But it is a bit trying at times. Like it definitely didn't need to be 2.5 hours
Of course
long. But whoo, does it end spectacularly?
Cool.
It's all the way. It goes all the way there.
I mean, I remember when I was like really getting into movies, and then I started reading about Andrei Tarkovsky films, and I was just terrified of renting any of them because they're 3 hours long and nobody ever says a word and everything's strange and like metaphorical or a fable or whatever the fuck, so you don't really know what's going on ever. So I was like, well, It sounds intriguing. It also sounds like I'll fall asleep in 5 seconds. And, for years, that was my experience with his movies. Now I can appreciate them. But those movies are like 2.5 hours long. There's no fucking reason why an American movie in which, like, there's more action in 1 minute than all of Tarkovsky's films, why that movie needs to be 2.5 hours long. It's fatiguing. Like, you're fucking exhausted by the end of these movies. I don't know. It's like there used to be, this wonderful time when movies barely ever were longer than 90 minutes. And if they were, it was because Coppola just made Godfather or some shit. It's like, oh, put your diapers on because you're going to shit yourself. But then, but now it's like, Smile 2, 12 hours. Smile 3, 15 and a half hours.
Oh God!
It's like, calm the fuck down, Jesus Christ! Why does every movie does not need to tell its story in 2 hours plus?
Yeah,
that's a long time.
I blame Peter Jackson. He was like, you know what? I'm gonna Lord of the Rings this shit up, and everyone was like, yeah, I'm gonna Lord of the Rings it up too. But it was, I guess, actually, what is it? Kirk Cameron?
Yeah.
Titanic ruined everything.
Yes, it did, in so many ways and for so many reasons.
Oh man, the most disappointing tits in my entire life.
Draw me like one of your French girls.
I saw that movie in theaters 3 times, and every time my mom covered my face with her hand. And so I was like, wow, Kate Winslet's tits must be real killers.
Wait.
Then some years later, on a 2-disc DVD, I was like, on disc 2, and I was like, here they come. Oh.
They're so normal.
Those are nice. Yeah.
Mine are better looking.
Yeah, I guess the areola are just a little paler than I was expecting.
That's it. I'm done. Oh.
Yeah, there we are.
And
We've made it. We've made it to the end. Oh, other thing, I got the math wrong, and Melanie and I were waiting until the final episode was about to come out to start our 1-week trial subscription to MGM Plus, so we could watch all of From at once, but as I said, we got the math wrong, so we watched all but the final episode of From for season 3, and now we're going to actually have to pay for a month of MGM Plus, the worst streaming service I've seen, just to watch one episode of season 3 of From.
I've heard season 3 is kind of disappointing. Was that your experience, or?
It just... You remember how season 1 was really cheap, and then season 2 they had a budget and it like did a lot of stuff, and it was really exciting, and they advanced a lot of like storylines and took you new places. So this one has the visual budget of season 2, but it's episode 9 of 10 and nothing has happened.
Oh god. That's what I was afraid of.
Yeah. They're like, oh wait, we're popular. How do we make it so that this show stretches on as long as Lost did? Alright, we're gonna have to just come up with new things for people to not care about and not actually answer any fucking questions ever.
And when we get to the end, suddenly make it feel rushed.
Yeah. There's like one thing that happened in season 3 where like the daughter and the shitty guy from the bus and the fucking lesbian girlfriend all like had a horrible experience together. I don't remember it happening, but it has become central to season 3. The fact that they all had this fucked up time, and it can fuck itself very hard.
It can fuck itself right off into the sun.
There are so many characters that I cannot believe haven't died yet. Like that horrible woman that runs the stinky house. Like, I don't know why she's still alive. The dad, the family dad, why is that guy alive? He's terrible. Fuck him and his hair.
Absolutely. Also, and this is really related, but note to self, don't wear a jacket while recording this show.
Oh, man. I can only imagine the puddle.
Jesus Christ. I feel like somebody's slathering me with warm baby oil.
I am in a t-shirt and boxers, and I just I am basically, if you took my clothing off, it would be a topographical map of where things got close to my skin.
I'd like to introduce you to my friend Mr. Menards.
They're boxers, but if you cut off all the dry parts, it's just a horrible thong.
Budgie smugglers.
Oh, man. John, what are we gonna watch next?
Oh, man. Well, I'm glad you asked, because I'm an idiot.
I have to go out for air.
Do I have it pulled up? Oh, God.
Oh, no.
Here
Pull it out. Whip that bad boy out.
I'm gonna whip this out. Oh, duh. Yeah,
Alien Romulus.
We haven't done any movies by this director, although I believe we did touch on a series of movies, one of which he made, but that series famously has 3 movies that have nothing to do with each other. Anyways, I'm picking a little movie made by a Italian director named Lucio Fulci.
Oh, yes!
1981's The Beyond.
Ooh!
I fucking love this movie.
Oh, fucking fuck.
Have you seen The Beyond?
Yes!
With the blind lady?
Yes, let's go.
In Louisiana? Oh, it's so good.
Yes! So good. Oh, man. Okay, yes, let's go. This is gonna be top tens.
It's perfect for the show too. It hits all the buttons, like our film nerd button, our stupid European 70s film thrill that we get.
Yeah.
It's regional, it's in our region, so it's like it's just hitting all the buttons.
Yep. Go out there, watch it. I would go ahead and say, no content warning, right? It was 1970, 80 something
81.
in Italy. They wouldn't, 81. They wouldn't put anything weird in there.
No, I wouldn't expect there to be any nudity or paint blood. None of that will be happening.
No slivers of wood penetrating a gooey eyeball. It's just good, wholesome fun.
Correct, yeah. So go out, watch that, and then tune in. And in the meantime, I'm sorry, you all have to die.
Ooh, that was nice.